What's going on, y'all? Chuck Nunface here, and today I've got a pretty interesting one on the table on loan from my good buddy Geared Up Dad. He is at Geared Up Dad on Instagram, and he has been my Hinderer plug, at least for the channel here. He lets me borrow. This is the second time he sent me a few knives to kind of take a look at and put on the channel if I wanted to. So just wanted to give him a quick shout out before I even got going here on this particular knife, just as a thank you. You know, a little backstory, he sent this to me. He was, this and a couple of others, he was going on vacation with his family, going on a road trip and everything else for like 3 weeks. He's like, yeah, take your time, check them out, let me know what you think, do videos, whatever you want to do. And basically, I didn't shoot a single video for like a month. And so he's back, and he's got another scale for this already. And so I'm like, ooh boy, I'm really gonna get this done so I can send it to him. So anyway, with that aside, this is the relatively new and pretty much not too available Hinderer knife, the Project X. So yeah, this is the latest out of the ranch, so to speak. The latest project that's come out of there, and it's got a lot of things going on that I really like. I think it's pretty cool. So real quick, we'll just go over some dimensions. It has let's count it off right here. So if we're counting at the top of that scale there, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, a little over 3.5 inches, almost 3 3/4, maybe 3.65, something like that inches, with about a just a little over 3.5 inch cutting edge on that as well. A nice sharpening choil right there. Nice blade profile. I really like that. I am a fan of Bowie and Bowie style blades, and I wouldn't call that a dramatic clip point, but it's got that swoop right there, and then it goes down. I wouldn't call that your standard drop point. It definitely is more reminiscent of a clip point blade. S45VN, which I like. I prefer that over 20CV. So I've always really liked Hinderer in the way they treat their S35. I don't have a whole lot of experience with his S45, but pretty happy with that. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, these aren't really all that available right now. He puts them out on the website here and there. I don't think I've seen any retailers with them yet, like Blade HQ or DLT or anything like that. I have seen them on the secondary market, and basically the prices are really inflated on those. So in any case, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so we'll do some size comparisons here. So here is my PM2 stand-in. So this is going to be the Spyderco Stretch 2, sporting some micarta scales. So it's going to be bigger than the Stretch 2. It's also, or the PM2, it's also going to be bigger than the Native 5, of course, much bigger than the Native 5 from Spyderco. Also, here is the Chris Reeve Knives large Sebenza. So it's going to be bigger than the large Sebenza as well. It doesn't dwarf it, but certainly got some more handle right there, and a bit more blade as well than the Sebenza. And let's go ahead and take it to Hinderer Town too. So there is an XM18. This one also belongs to Geared Up Dad. This is the KnifeWorks exclusive right here, which is pretty cool, I think. I like that scale. It's got the KnifeWorks color scheme, cool barrel spacers right there, and the little KnifeWorks logo. So actually, I haven't really messed around with this one too much, but I actually really like it. I think it's pretty cool. Bowie XM18. Definitely, I like that one a lot. And let's see, we'll also round it out with another Hinderer, and that is the XM24. So as you can see right here, it's kind of right in between the 18 and the 24 in terms of size. If I had to liken it a little bit closer to one than the other, I would say it's a little bit closer to the 24. It looks like it's probably got a little bit more cutting edge than the 24. It definitely does, than the 24, based on the 24 and the XM18. Both those blades have those really big finger choils right there. And this does not have that. It just has a much less dramatic sharpening choil. So there we go right there. Get these two out of the way. So this is, like I say, it's a bearing knife. Well, really, it's a tri-way. So in the box, which I don't have, Geared Up Dad didn't send me that, but it is your tri-way. So it's going to have your standard pivot options, where it's probably going to come with bearings installed, like most of the tri-way options. And you have the option of putting your phosphor bronze washers and also your classic nylon washers that older Hinderer generations always had. So the action on this is obviously it's very nice. Let me check for a little blade play. No, there's no blade play whatsoever. So some people check like that. I've seen guys check like this. I always do that. I push the lock bar back and then I give it a wiggle. And if I don't feel anything, I'm good to go. So great action right out of the box. At least I'm pretty sure it was out of the box. So yeah, pretty easy, pretty good to go right there. Happy with that. It does have a steel lock bar insert, which is standard fare for all Hinderer knives nowadays. And I think it also, when you look in there, you will see if I can get the light right, I believe it's also gonna have a over travel stop, which kind of acts as a stabilizer as well. And of course it has the Hinderer LBS right there, which is under that angled clip. This, interestingly enough, most Hinderers have that, well, this one is aftermarket scale, so you're not going to see it so much on the 24. Well, I guess, never mind, I just spoke incorrectly. But it has the, you'll see the, most of them come tip down from the factory. And this one is tip up only. So that's one of the first things most people do when they get their new Hinderer knife is they go ahead and swap the clip, and they put the spacer over on that side, and they put the clip in down here. And they go about their business like it never shipped. Just as tip up, or tip down rather. So this one is tip down by default. Color scheme on this one, it's got that nice blue and FDE scale. Now, blue and FDE, probably not the most stellar color combination, but you know that there's gonna be different color combinations out there. And there's a huge aftermarket from third-party scale makers and hardware makers and everything else, as well as Hinderer himself puts out different types of scales for his knives, different materials, carbon fiber, micarta is common, and also titanium. And the titanium ones are also, they're very sought after, and that's what Geared Up Dad has at home now. Waiting for him is a new titanium scale, so that will look pretty cool. Definitely something I really like on this a lot is all that knurled TI on the lock side. I think that's awesome. I wish more companies would be doing that. It kind of reminds me of the old ZTs, the Ken Onion ZTs that had all that texturing on the lock side of the knife. I think that looks great. It feels great. It mirrors what's going on the front scale as well on the G10. Big fan of that. One thing that is really cool and is reminiscent of another Hinderer knife is that right there. Now, Hinderers are known for having a fairly simple field stripping with just a regular standard screwdriver right there, and then you have a, I believe that's going to be T8 on those. Yeah, it's probably T8. And sometimes you'll need to have some sort of spanner tool or something like that in order to get that pivot loosened up and everything else. So it's kind of proprietary. You don't really need a tool in most cases to adjust that, but that's kind of the way they come. This one has its breakdown tool built into it right there, just like that, much like the half track and the full track. So you can do everything you need to do with this knife. You can do from body screws to pivot screw, you can do with that built-in tool right there. And so nicely engineered, so it just kind of snugs in, put it back here, drop it down, and it is out of the way. So it acts as a backspacer, but it is also the tool. Now, did I mess up the action by tightening it? I made it a little bit tighter. We'll go ahead and take it off. We'll loosen it a little bit, not too much, maybe just a tad more. I think I retightened it. Yeah. Make sure I didn't. Nope, I didn't. Looks good, looks good. So, yeah, it's got that tool built right in. Awesome feature, dig that a lot. Spring loaded, looks like the spring is pinned in there with that. And so it looks like it's just really just a hex and then a smaller hex that guides everything in and just locks it in place. So even if you got into a situation where you lost this tool, you're not gonna be out of luck because you should be able to put a standard Allen tool, I don't know exactly what size, in here and go ahead and take care of whatever sort of adjustments you need to take care of. Now, let me see if it'll do this too. It will not do that. So it's only gonna be a field stripping tool. It's not gonna get your lock bar insert, and I'm not gonna bend this back or take this off because I would need, ooh, you can do your clips though. I'll be darned. You can do your clips with this. You can't do it the lock bar insert, and I would bet if you can do your clips, you can probably do your LBS as well. So that's going to be the only thing that you would need a third tool. But it's a field stripping device, and it's a field stripping tool, so it's really not, the chances of you needing to take your lock bar stabilizer out of your knife, pretty slim. But yeah, even if you were to lose it, I mean, you don't really lose anything. I mean, cosmetically, you just don't have that. You've got kind of a weird looking spacer right there. And then right there, they're kind of out of place. They look a little different, but functionally, I mean, it's just not going to have that tool right there. So if you were to lose it, which I don't think would be super likely to happen, but you know, things do happen. Murphy's Law, if it can happen, it will happen. But you're not out of luck. I mean, a standard Allen wrench will be able to get the job done in most situations. Retail price on these, about $500 for standard G10. Probably different finishes, may cost them different, but it's about standard pricing. I've seen these way above that on the secondary market. At Recon 1, I saw one that was above. You know, it just kind of is what it is when it comes to the secondary market on these things. It's a very cool knife, but I definitely wouldn't overpay for it. I would imagine over the course of this year and into next year, they're going to become much more available. It's on my radar, that's for sure. I would love to be able to pick one of these up in a trade or something like that when they're more available. But you know, as of right now, I'll just definitely wait until they're more available before I attempt to get one of my own. But in any case, that's going to do it for this video. Geared Up Dad, your knives will be coming back to you. I do appreciate you letting me check them out. There's actually one off camera that I didn't include in this, but I'll be sending that one back to him. We'll just do a little closing shot with the last size comparison of the 18, the Project X, and of course the 24. And that'll pretty much wrap it up. So go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram at Chuck_Nunface. If you haven't done so already, click that little button right in the corner. Go ahead and subscribe. You'll get alerted to when I have new content out. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this knife right here. Is it on your radar? Is it one that you want to pick up? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like the takedown feature? I love full track and half track. You know, let me know what you think in the comments as well. Appreciate you guys checking it out. Stay tuned. I'll have more stuff coming out in the near future. Got a few things lined up here that I want to take a look at and get published. So I will talk to y'all later. Thanks a lot.